be good to go. So how's your week been? You're asking me what I've been up to.
It's been pretty good. Pretty good. Saw the new Avatar.
Yeah? Is it any different from
It's
the
like,
previous ones?
not super different than the second one. It's longer. It's like 3 hours and 15 minutes.
That is too
Super
long
long
for a
movie.
movie.
But I had to use the bathroom during it.
Yeah.
I knew I'd never make it.
I changed the levels a little bit on OBS after I was clicking through some of our previous videos, so if you want to check on the stream and see if I'm not deafeningly loud, I noticed I was quite quiet compared to you even after I made an adjustment a couple of months ago. So
No, it sounds pretty good to me.
okay, good.
Though you do have this weird nasal. You're talking like this. I don't know if that's coming through on Twitch for some reason.
That's weird. I must have a
yeah. Must be someone with the levels.
Yeah. Something.
What level is the Britishness set to?
Oh, there it is. I've got it cranked way up. It should normally only be on 5%. Yeah. I've got it set to 95.
Oh, classic. Well, no, it's been a pretty good week.
Yeah.
A little bit of snow, a little January snow.
Yeah, it's finally actually got cold for once.
Instead of being like 60 degrees over Christmas.
Yeah, I will admit I was getting a little bit spoiled by that, but the fact that I was routinely going into work wearing only a sweatshirt probably should have been concerning.
The snow has fallen now.
Yeah. Of course, I didn't take the tree down until the temperature crashed, so I had to get the box out of the shed and do all that.
You went the full experience.
Yeah. I tried to get it because the tree I've got is the one I had when I was a kid, so that thing's probably older than I am. And I tried to get a new one from Menards, like get one shipped. I didn't think about it till like a week later, after Christmas. Actually, probably after New Year's. And I ordered one. They had one in stock. I went to pick one up at the store, and Charlie Brown's Christmas tree?
Huh?
It's just the little stick with the single tuft of leaves.
Yeah.
That was basically one of the options they have for sale at Menards. They're still charging $100 for it, though.
Oh, wow.
So I ordered a better one.
Did you get that one?
No, I did not. I put it in my cart, and then I walked by the display and looked at it. I'm like, holy cow, this looks awful. But I ordered one that was much better. And they canceled my order as soon as I placed it. Like, oh, we don't actually have that. Like, cool, thanks.
Oh, you have 11 months to get a new one, so.
Yeah, I'll probably have to. Well, it was 50% off. That's why I was wanting to get one. There. They still had some in stock at the local one, but they were all 9-foot trees, and I don't think those would quite fit in my house.
You lay it sideways.
Yeah. Good old Christmas vacation tree. Just punch it through the ceiling.
Exactly.
Well, you want to get into it? I'm probably not going to be a super long one today since we're just doing summary.
I say we jump into it.
So hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Audio Shop Podcast. This week, to start off the year of the Arctic Fox, as you can see all of our new pictures, we are doing the year-end review, the review of 2025, all the albums we listened to last year, all 18. Out of 18 out of 52.
How many weeks are in a year?
18 out of 52
I think it's in the high 20s.
Not very good. I don't know what's worse is what is it? Hold on, 18 out of 52. Okay, so we missed the first 2 Sundays of the year, and we are only barely worse. because 18 out of 52 is 34.6%, and obviously 1 out of 3 is 33.3%.
I think that's pretty good for a monthly podcast.
Yeah, monthly. Oh, right, monthly.
Frankly, we went above and beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, we did not do too many albums. A lot going on.
We did 18 albums are reviews from 133 to 150.
Are you sure that numbering's correct?
Because 150 albums total.
I was going through the numbering was way off on our list. I was like partway through updating it. I didn't finish updating it.
It's roughly right.
We're
maybe give or take a couple.
Give or take like 8 try. We were way off with some of the numbering.
Not that many.
After all the years we've been doing it, Coop, you'd be surprised how many times you put like 44 for one week and then the next week was 44 again.
Look, I'm sure then it balances out all the math. Probably roughly at 150.
Yeah, 150, somewhere between 150 and 160. I'll get that list updated at some point.
I think we're doing pretty good.
We've got just to give a little peek behind the curtain, we've got a big list online that we can reference so we don't accidentally review an album again. Unless we do it on purpose like we did with the Now for the 5-year anniversary.
Yes.
But somehow
we've never accidentally re-reviewed it now.
No, and I don't think we've ever come close. We're with ELO and Jeff Lynne is probably the main reason we've got to have that for Thanks Linning, just so we don't accidentally.
That one's a little complicated.
Do that we already did, because we're almost out of Jeff Lynne albums.
We're getting close there.
And we've done, what else have we done a ton of? Done a ton of King Gizzard, although it's hard to repeat there.
Yeah, a lot of Takanaka.
A lot of Takanaka.
Also hard to repeat.
Most of that's been this year, though.
Yeah, it was a Takanaka heavy year.
We did three out of the 18 albums were Takanaka. Well, do you want to go down the list, Coop, and read off what we did this year, since we're already discussing numbers of albums?
I'll read off in chronological order the albums that we reviewed this year. So the first album we reviewed was Look Up by Ringo Starr, followed by Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd, then Cave World by Viagra Boys, then Justice by Justice.
Also called Cross sometimes.
Also called Cross, but it's hard to say cross symbol. Or at least it's hard to find on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Since I Left You by The Avalanches, Viagra Boys by Viagra Boys, The Rainbow Goblins by Takanaka, The White Goblin by Takanaka, Phantom Island by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Seashells by Takanaka,
Seychelles,
Sunflower by the Beach Boys. Huh?
Seychelles.
That's what I said. Seychelles.
You said seashells.
I think there must be something wrong with your gain or something in OBS.
Yeah, I must just be mishearing you. Sorry.
Yeah, Traveling Without Moving by Jamiroquai, Abbey Road by The Beatles, I'm of the Century by Supertramp, Hosono House by Hosono, Cassiopeia by Cassiopeia, Face the Music by Electric Light Orchestra, and The Magic of Christmas by Nat King Cole. So that's all the albums we reviewed this year, all 18.
Yeah, 17% of the albums we reviewed this year were Takanaka.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we could get those numbers out.
Yeah, we can. If we do exclusively Takanaka from here out, there's plenty. We could, honestly, we could have done.
He's done more than 18 albums, that's for sure.
We could have easily done, 30 Takanaka. Granted, we've already used some because the first one we did was on guitar, which technically isn't even one of his main albums. It's a cover album, but. So, do you want to start the scoop? You want to start with the negatives, or you want to start with the positives? I think
start with the negatives.
Yeah, I was thinking we end on a positive note.
Yeah, so we typically do a little rate from least worst to best worst, or most worst. Our 3 worst albums of the year, and our personal opinions that we've reviewed out of the 18 I just named. And then after that, we'll name our 5 best albums of the year. a little more positive. Um, so we'll start with our three worst, starting with the third worst.
Mm-hmm.
So not the worst, but the something that we didn't quite like, and obviously this year we had a slightly limited pool with 18.
Yeah,
Um,
but I think we probably don't really have much overlap at all looking at your list.
so we'll I mean we can start with if you want to start, Sam, with your
Yeah,
third worst album that we reviewed this year.
third worst album
Hopefully, it's
from
not something that hurts my soul.
third worst album, and probably the widest gap of any ratings between the two of us that we've ever had. I had Since I Left You by the Avalanches, which
Ouch.
I rated
Third
as a
worst.
used rental, and you had as showroom.
I really like that album.
And you have that. I say if we have any overlap, we talk about them there, because I'm seeing this on your list as well, although not on the worst.
Okay, we'll skip ahead there. This is my fourth best of the year.
Yeah,
So it's on your worst album. It's on my best album. Um, which I gotta disagree with you, Sam.
which is fair.
I know you didn't care for it during our review. Can't exactly remember why.
So it's
Maybe that was the week that you had that gas leak. So
No. So I went back to it. And I think my review at the time stands. I like a lot of what they're doing. And granted, we only did 18, and we did mainly albums that we liked. So this number
Yes.
3 definitely is like, yeah, I mean, I had to put something here. And all the rest of them, I would choose to listen to again. Aside from the other ones on my worst list. But I think I'm not the biggest fan of the sample-only music.
Plunderphonics.
Yeah, some of the looping was a little bit annoying to me. I did like a lot of the themes that they were doing. I liked. But it just, the repetition gets to me, I think is what it is. Now, if you had it on the background, you weren't really paying attention, I probably could get away with it, but sitting and listening to it again, it was like, too much. Can't do it.
Okay, as long as you're consistent with not liking repetitive dance music, I'll allow it. On my...
Shut up. What's your worst?
Sorry. I'm looking at your. Sorry, let me look at my list. But no, I want to talk about my number 4 best. As long as we're bringing it up.
Oh yeah. So why do you like it?
I like the sampling. I like how each song kind of bleeds into each other. It's a very
that is nice.
Cohesive album experience. I admit, the repetitiveness is baked into it, and you can see that as a flaw or as a strength. I see it as a strength, given the sampling kind of and dance vibes that they're going for overall with the music. I don't know. I just think it has a lot of very interesting samples. The kind of the mood the album shifts, I think, pretty dramatically. I mean, Frontier Psychiatry. Come on, that's a fun song.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's not parts of that album I don't like. Just sitting down and listening to the whole thing as an album experience without doing anything else alongside it kind of melts my brain a little bit.
Sure, I can zone out a little bit more with it. I've listened to this album quite a lot, so I'm very much a fan of it. So maybe familiarity is part of my bias there. So I can respect that it's an album that you can love or hate.
Mm-hmm.
Given it's like a strong cheese. Some will be drawn, some will be repelled, and I guess we just had that split there.
So what's your least favorite, or your third least favorite then?
Yeah, this one was tough. Like you said, I think we really gravitated towards albums we liked, or at least from artists that we knew we liked, and then they had good albums. So it's actually pretty tough coming up. My 2 and 1 were not difficult. 3 was difficult though, and I ultimately decided to go up with "Hurry Up Tomorrow" by The Weeknd. I'm in the same camp where my third least favorite it's not a bad album, right? This is just a limited selection from what we reviewed. But I couldn't help but I felt like a little disappointed from it compared to his last 2 albums. Since I know they're kind of like put together as a trilogy, this one I felt was a little bloated in terms of the runtime.
Yeah.
Didn't quite have as many earworms. I think it's all great production, and obviously The Weeknd's voice is still, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't quite grip me as much as his last 2 albums. I felt it was a bit of a step down a little bit of a disappointment in that way. Like I say, no means a bad album, but from the list of everything we reviewed, I prefer all of them more than this album. Besides the next two that we'll be discussing.
Yeah, I have to disagree with you on that one. I didn't have it on my list anywhere, but I still routinely listen to the opening song from that. I think it's probably one of the best album openers I've heard. And it also did have, while being bloated, we did specifically say there's a showroom album in here. It just needs a lot of work. So.
Oh yeah. No, again, it's not a bad album. Just a lot of fat could have been trimmed, and I'm just expecting something a little bit better, given how much I liked his previous two albums.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair, I haven't revisited it as much as the other two, so maybe that plays a part in it as well. But
he's been doing some weird stuff since that album came out.
Well, yeah.
Anyway. Art from the artist. Anyway, my second least favorite, which I think we actually line up here, is The Magic of Christmas by Nat King Cole. And I forgot.
Yes,
sorry,
that's also my number 2.
Oh, I did mention this first since I left you. I should have grabbed the ratings for every album since there was only 18 of them. But we both rated this one Fixer Upper.
Sure. I mean, that's fair. I think we have a tradition of not particularly liking the Christmas albums that we choose.
Yeah. And it's not a bad Christmas album by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not the best versions of the songs.
Yeah, I mean, besides the Christmas song, which
is the best version of that song, and was not on the original release even.
They're just pretty bog standard Christmas classics.
Yeah.
Obviously, Christmas songs are good and all, and Nat King Cole's obviously got an amazing voice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. Not really anything to write home about. And I guess that's kind of the trappings that a Christmas album kind of has to fall into, right? It can't necessarily be too innovative or new.
Yeah. I mean, it's still leagues better than the Beach Boys Christmas album.
Yes, this is comparing what we did last year with that to this year. This is definitely the superior Christmas album.
Yeah. Honestly, the worst, even the worst of the worst here, doesn't compare to last year.
Yeah, last year we had some real stinkers.
But we line up on the worst album as well, Coop, if you want to say that one.
Of course. Our number one worst album agreed upon, at least for me, 2 years running, ding, 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 is Mr. Ringo Starr with his album Look Up. Which, God bless this. I hope he puts out an album till he's 113 years old every year. I just hope he keeps feeding us. Because, man, Ringo does not make great music.
No, not very good. But yeah, looking back at last year, we both had Rewind Forward by Ringo Starr as the worst album from last year as well. Although this one we didn't hate quite as much as Rewind Forward. It was cowboy themed for some reason.
Yes, this was Ringo's country album.
Yeah.
Which surprisingly, I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't like as bad as I thought, conceptually that would be. I mean,
was not nearly as auto-tuned.
Our worst albums of the year. I mean, it had some fun moments in it, some fun features. You got some actual country talent in there, or at least folk talent. But yeah, Ringo's he's not exactly putting out bangers.
No.
Love the guy, peace and love and everything, but I think we can all agree he's just kind of doing it for fun now.
Yes. And I will say for the ratings on this one, I rated it used rental. You actually rated it fixer upper.
Yeah, comparatively, I think maybe I should have gone a little lower.
Yeah.
Maybe I was being a little charitable.
For some reason, you gave him a C on that album, which I thought was quite generous.
I think it's a C for Ringo, which is like a D- for average.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I mean,
Story of
it's kind of grading on a scale here,
Yeah.
Exactly. Like compared to Rewind Forward, this is like, Mozart.
I don't know if I would go
So,
that far. Um,
but compared to like other albums like that we reviewed that we liked,
yeah,
I mean, there's no contest. This one belongs to the bottom of the list.
yeah. Jump into the best now, since we've used up the worst. My number 5, and I don't think we have any overlap here with a brief look. My
Yes,
number
I
5
was a little surprised.
is Cassiopeia by Cassiopeia, which we both rated like new.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, on that topic, we had a very positive year for albums this year.
Oh yeah.
So
we picked ones we knew we liked, but like Viagra Boys, I didn't know I liked them at the start of the year. Justice was new as well for me. The rest, I mean, we did the Beatles, we did Supertramp, we did Electric Light Orchestra, we did Takanaka. Like,
yeah.
We picked albums we wanted to listen to this year. We didn't really do a whole lot of new. I think the only new one we did was Viagra Boys, which came out.
Well, Look Up came out in 2025 as well. It was a new album.
Yeah, that's right. It
was hot off the presses.
We wanted to do that hot Ringo album.
Really get the clicks.
Yeah. I mean, I can pull up the views we've gotten on these.
No,
albums.
I don't need to know more about Ringo albums.
I'm curious what it got, since it was a fresh album. But yeah, Cassiopeia. It's not one I routinely visit, I'll be honest, and it has a lot of versions of songs. I like the P3 versions of the songs better, from Asian Dreamer, but it's of the choices, I still think I like it more than some of the other stuff we've listened to. This spot was hard to pick because the 1 through 4 was easy. 5 was like, well, what do I slap here? Could I do Abbey Road? Yes. Could I do Traveling Without Moving? Yes. Could I do Crime and Sin? So basically, this is I'm just going to put something here. And we had a very Japanese jazz year. So I'm like, I'll put Japanese jazz.
Yeah, no, Cassiopeia. It didn't make my top 5.
Yeah.
But it's a fun album. It's a little, I don't know. I don't want to say clean, in terms of like the instrumentation, but maybe a little. It kind of passes through me, kind of like a wave.
Yeah.
I still like it, but it didn't quite stick with me as much as some of the other albums this year.
That's fair.
It's a little bit more grit and character.
Yeah. The Rewind Forward and Look Up both have the same number of views on our channel, which I'm convinced
they're all by Ringo.
I was gonna say I'm convinced we just have the same group of people that watch every episode is what it is. So
Paul probably sent it to Ringo.
This is the most positive review he's seen of it yet. But what's your number 5 there, Coop?
Number 5 is also Japanese rock. It's a slightly different album though. It's The White Goblin by Takanaka.
See, I was not a huge fan of that one.
Which I know you liked less than the Rainbow Goblins, and I honestly was debating whether to put it or Rainbow Goblins on here because I like them pretty close to the same.
Wow. Okay.
Which is to say a lot. But I don't know. I just really liked. I think the White Goblin is like a little more of a cohesive theme of an album. Like, I mean, I love Rainbow Goblin, but let's face it, they just kind of play a song, kind of make up a reason for the story afterwards.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where White Goblin kind of, got dark, it got a little apocalyptic, and it had a weirdly metaphysical bent at the end about like the world ending.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. Where besides, Rainbow Goblins again, love it. The ending where the Verges murder the goblins is just kind of funny to me. It's like, couldn't they just done that at any time?
Yeah. No, they had to wait to suck up the rainbow to drown them.
Yeah. And just that ending where it like calls back the ending of the Rainbow Goblins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's just I just slightly prefer it to Rainbow Goblins. I think I find.
Wow.
Which I know you're much more on the Rainbow Goblin train.
Well, you did get.
I don't blame you.
The number of times I've
listened
to that. It's the only CD I have in my car, so it just plays every time I get in. And
it's an addiction I fed.
It's a 50-50 chance if I just say, you know what, I will listen to this again today.
So, But yeah, I really like the Rainbow Goblins. Great album. So what was your number 4 then, Sam?
Number 4, I'm gonna be controversial with how low on the list this is. Face the Music by ELO, which we both rated like new.
An ELO that didn't crack the top 3.
Correct, yeah. I like it. I mean, I just got the vinyl of it since they re-released it for the 50th anniversary. But it's just not one I visit that often. It's one of the ELO albums that I find I forget, honestly. I listen to it and I'm like, oh, right, that's what... I forgot Evil Woman was on this album. It's good. It's just not one of the greats. I do love the opening, though, with the Hallelujah chorus and all that. But, just not one of the top ELO albums, I will say.
No, I agree. It's definitely one of their weaker and honestly pretty forgotten albums.
Yeah.
Besides Evil Woman, like you said, it's kind of falls by the wayside.
And Strange Magic, but it doesn't really play into that album experience at all either. It's just kind of a bunch of songs slapped together. Aside
they were
from
pumping these albums out in the 70s. So.
The opening into Daybreaker. I love that song. Right? Make sure I'm not talking about my ass here. Like I said, I forget it.
I don't have it in my top 5 still.
Oh, it goes in the waterfall. See, I wasn't even thinking of the right album there.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, I vastly prefer most of ELO's discography to Face the Music.
Yeah, it's definitely lower on the list there. What is your number? We already talked about your number 4.
I talked about my number 4 since I left you by the Avalanches, so I'll just bunny hop to my number 3, which was Hosono House by Hiromi Hosono. An album that I'd listened to before we reviewed it. I remember liking it, but when we revisited it, I was kind of surprised how much I enjoyed it more. I mean, it's an album that has some rough edges, production-wise.
Yes.
Obviously, it was a very lo-fi produced album. But it's just got a lot of character. I mean, they did all in basically a bedroom. Hosono is maybe not the most, talented singer of all time. But he brings a lot of character to his vocals. His instrumentation just having a lot of fun, and there are a lot of catchy earworms in it. I don't know. This is an album that's like, you're just kind of like, this is just people enjoying making music. And it kind of rubs off on you that same way.
I mean, you say he didn't have a great voice. I did quite enjoy the couple of songs in there where he did sing. I kind of wish there was a little bit more of that.
It's not a bad voice. Just not it's not like what you stereotypically consider like a technically great voice. Like The Weeknd has like a great voice. But Hosono has a very characterful voice.
I see.
That plays very well into his kind of synthy, sometimes acoustic cuts that he has on this album. The Bob Dylan of his time. Which actually, I think they're the same age, so.
Maybe one day Dylan will win that award.
Yeah. Dylan, not even the Bob Dylan of his time.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to my number 3 then, which was Seychelles by Masayoshi Tanaka.
Shit sells shells?
No. Which we rated both of us rated like new. This is one that I revisit quite frequently. I absolutely love the opening of this album. In fact, it's so good that it's the opening for, I believe it's All of Me, which is a compilation album of several of Takanaka's albums that he kind of took best of the best and combined it down into one. And those first 2 songs are just so relaxing. And it's just so pleasant to listen to. Yeah, a lot of Takanaka listening this year, for sure. Even excluding the CD in my car of Rainbow Goblins that I listen to very routinely.
I mean, it's a great first album.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're okay with Coop, I'm just going to roll into my number 2 since it ties in.
No, go for it.
Which was Rainbow Goblins, because I listened to it so much. I had a hard time picking number 1 and number 2. Number 1 for me might not necessarily be my favorite album that we listened to this past year, but it's definitely the one I've gotten the most utility out of. But Rainbow Goblins has been one that I have, if I'm having a bad day, I hop in the car at the, works beat me up, and then I hear the goblin, and that just cheers me right up.
Rainbow Goblins is a very happy album.
When my partner went to get my windshield replaced, because I had a huge crack, I don't think I told this story. We were driving to, I think it was a Christmas. It was very early December Christmas. And I had a small, 6-inch crack on my windshield. And I had been like, yeah, you know what? I should get it replaced. It's quite expensive to get it replaced. But I'm going to let it sit. It was when that cold snap happened, when it was like 5 degrees outside or whatever. And we were driving across country, and I had the heat pumping onto the windscreen. And I look over, and suddenly that crack is not 6 inches long. It is now 1.5 feet long. And I say, oh, and as we both turn to look, it continues to grow across the entire windshield.
Like you actively see it?
We were watching it crack to the middle. And at that point, I was like, okay, as soon as we get there, I'm scheduling my replacement. But when I borrowed their car to go to work, I left my car in the garage to get taken in to get the windshield replaced. And I made sure I set it to the Goblin track, and I turned the volume way up. So as soon as the car got started that morning, it was just blasting Rainbow Goblins. So had a lot of fun with that album. What is your number 2?
As it should. Oh, my number 2, slightly different direction. Even though I love Rainbow Goblins, it's "Traveling Without Moving" by Jamiroquai.
Very good album.
Which is a fantastic album. I've made it no secret how much I adore Jamiroquai.
Mm-hmm.
And "Traveling Without Moving" is, I don't know if it's my favorite album of theirs, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
And goodness, it's just a fun album. I mean, obviously Jamiroquai's got the lead singer, the lead singer JK has a great voice. This is their 3rd album, so they've really kind of settled into their kind of funk, acid jazz groove thing that they have going on. I mean, it's got some absolute bangers. It's got "Virtual Insanity," actually their most popular song, "Cosmic Girl," and it's just high times all right. It's just like banger after banger on this album. Along with its didgeridoo cuts.
Yes. Gotta love them.
Which, which you gotta respect that dominated so much of the time of the album. But yeah, it's just a awesome album with some great singles, some great deep cuts, great performances, great vocals. Yeah, I just love this album. It had to be to my number 2.
That's a very good album. And I'll go to my number 1 album of the year. And I sit here thinking, this is, I think, the top 5. I think I would probably still pick this as number 1 regardless, just because of how much I listened to it. It was my number 1 album I listened to last year. But the rest of them, I think, are very open to flux, because I do listen to Crime of the Century fairly frequently. I do listen to Traveling Without Moving fairly frequently. So it's like, well, the rest of this is subject to shifting. But my number 1 album of last year was Justice by Justice, which we both rated like new. And this is almost exclusively because it has replaced my workout playlist. So it is the only thing I lift to for the most part. And
would you be tempted to shift that up to Showroom?
No.
Given the year of listening to it?
I would not. I skip quite a few songs. I don't listen to Party, or whatever the hell that song is.
That one?
Yeah. Dance, that's it. Yeah, don't like that song. And then there's the Party Girl song later on. You know the one I'm talking about.
Think so.
So I would not raise it to a showroom. I might even rate it a low like new now. But the songs on there, the rest of them, so good for lifting. Holy cow. Even Stress. Stress is great for lifting because it gets your adrenaline going.
Stress is a adrenaline. That's a stressful song. That'll get you moving.
But honestly, what gets me lifting the best is rolling from Phantom Part 1 into Phantom Part 2. That's where you can really hit those PBs. But I don't know, just I've tried going back to my workout playlist and it's just not hard enough now, you know? So I'm struggling to find more songs that fit into this category of rage inducing almost. Yeah. I need to get some better songs for running. I need to add running back into the mix now. Cardio is getting bad for me, but
not to excuse me, not to jinx it, but I have ran to Justice. Yeah, it's a great running album.
I don't know,
especially Stress.
I don't think I can use it for running and lifting because I've it's almost Pavlov, you know. I've got myself, if I listen to Justice, my heart rate increases. I feel a little bit of adrenaline turn on, and all my muscles tense up. So
you need to pick something up.
Yeah, I need to change. I can't do that for running. I'll be clomping on the treadmill like a caveman. But what is your number one of the year, Cooper?
No, I had to think about this because a lot of these albums I really enjoyed this year, and a lot of them I've either listened to before, or, have revisited multiple times since. And this one was maybe a little bit of an obvious choice. So I was kind of tempted not to put it as number one, but then I was like, but honestly, it's the album that I legitimately think is the best. Even though it's not exactly going to be an original take, but my number one is Abbey Road by the Beatles.
Oh, what a white pick of you!
It really is, but it's such a good album. I mean, not even getting into like the back, like the first half of the album, where you have like a bunch of just super fun songs. Obviously, this one has Maxwell Silver Hammer, which while some may consider it the worst Beatles song, I think we both kind of enjoy.
My favorite songs are always his Granny songs. They're so good.
But it's got something. It's got to come together.
Yeah.
Even it's like slightly deeper cuts like "Oh Darling" and "Octopus's Garden," which, funnily enough, obviously Ringo made both my worst and best album of the year. Which, what a versatile artist!
Yeah, and "Octopus's Garden" was one of his few writing credits that was one of the best Beatles songs too. So
that's true. So he had it in him.
He used it all up all those years ago.
It's like a spirit bomb. He used it all then. It's like, now I'm gonna write 20 terrible albums.
Speaking of, years. I've been scrolling what's coming out, scheduled to come out in February. Ringo's got another one, TBA, to be announced. It's gonna be a country album again.
And we're gonna review it.
We're gonna review it.
I need to get my worst album of the year out ahead of time.
We always get it out of the way, like right at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that's true. So not to say, maybe this is Ringo's. This is gonna be his magnum opus. Maybe he's really been charging up for this one. But yeah, I mean, so great first half of the album, but then the second half, where like all the songs kind of melt together into that medley that ends with like "Carry That Weight" in the end. Oh my goodness, it's like euphoric. It's such a amazing back half of an album, and like such a glorious send off for the band.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not saying anything original here. Ooh, wow, I like the Beatles. Abbey Road's a good album.
Yeah,
but like, damn, it really is. I had to put it as number one.
Yeah, I mean, even as we've been sitting here talking, I'm like, I kind of regret my top 5 best. I think I'd rearrange it, but I think that'd be the case every time I looked at the list again. It'd be, actually, you know what? I'm going to change it to this. No. Hold on this. So we just did a lot of really good albums this year, is what it is.
I mean, I said we didn't share a single album in our top 5, and I think all your albums that you chose are good albums to be in a top 5. Like I don't disagree with them. I mean, the only one I disagree with Since I Left You.
Yeah, but
Now it's
that's
maybe
a
not.
I don't disagree that it's not a good album. It's not for me is what it is.
Fair enough.
I wish I liked it, if that makes you feel better.
No, it does a little bit.
I
Yeah, no,
quite
we just had a
the opening to about the middle of that first song. I'm like, man, I love this, and then it hits the middle. And I'm like, okay, it's falling off for me now. But
we just had a very strong year of reviews. I
yeah,
mean, to be fair, we didn't even include like Crime of the Century by Supertramp, which is
yeah,
a great
yeah,
album.
fantastic.
I mean, the King Gizzard album was not my favorite, but it's still a solid album.
Yeah, I liked it better than some of the
Um,
previous releases.
it actually kind of broke my heart that I didn't include Viagra Boys in my top
Yeah,
five. I really wanted to, but they just didn't quite squeak it
because
in.
that's one of the bands that you turned me onto this year, and I love them. They're great. It's a spiritual successor to Talking Heads, I feel.
It's a Talking Heads, but they're like Swedish and angry.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
so yeah, no, I think it was a good year of reviewed albums.
Yeah.
So maybe this next year we just really put it on its head and just review terrible,
Just
terrible albums the entire
find
year.
the worst albums we possibly could review. But that's
Here, let me just Ringo Starr discography. See if he's got 18 in there.
um okay. But that's the review of the year. Now we're gonna roll on over to the spare tire, which is whatever else we've been listening to since our last review, which was holy cow, when was that? It was way before Christmas.
So
That was like
took a little
first
Christmas
week of
break.
December, right?
Oh yeah. So yeah, quite a few albums. Um,
I've been on a weird kick lately.
what you've been listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of Weird Al, a lot of
Yeah,
there's a band called Da Vinci's Notebook that I used to listen to when I was younger. I've been listening to what else? A lot of Flight of the Conchords.
great band.
Just been at a
So you've
very
kind of been a bit of a parody kick.
been a very heavy parody kick, yes. And I think I'm starting to claw my way out of the parody pit, but Robots has been in my head for like the entire the entire week. It's just been kind of playing on
The
loop.
distant future, the year 2000.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's that one of the singers, Jermaine.
Mhm.
He was in the newest Avatar movie.
Was he
He had
really?
yeah, he had like a sort of significant role, and
Why
not like
the-
as an avatar. He was like a human character.
Why the hell is
He
he
was
in
on
the
screen,
Avatar movie?
I literally pointed at the screen. Like, oh,
What is he doing in there?
he plays a marine biologist that is trying to save the whales. It's a whole thing.
Okay, what? I thought this was the Fire movie. Why is?
You'd be surprised how much water. Did you watch the second movie?
No.
Well, in the second movie, there's a lot of plot about whales and this human boy that has dreads. And I went to the fire movie and I'm like, surely they're not going to double down on both of those plot elements, and somehow they did.
What the heck?
But I did like Jermaine.
Why is he? Okay, whatever.
You're gonna have to watch the movie to find out. Sam.
I really don't care. I don't want to. I've rewatched Avatar
Just clear out
once.
your afternoon.
After seeing it in theaters, and it's not a good movie. I'll stand by that.
I also actually don't really like the first one, but
It's not very good. But what have you been listening to, Coop? I'm sure you've had a much more varied taste than me, doing same old of parody music, Electric Light Orchestra, Japanese city pop, and quite a bit of Pink Floyd, actually.
oh, he likes some Pink Floyd. I've been listening to a lot of De La Soul. Actually, they're like an old hip hop act. Like their first album came out in 1989, which is ancient for hip hop.
Wow.
But they released a new album in 2025, and I had never listened to any of their stuff. I listened to that album, I was like, oh, this is actually really good. I should check out their discography. So I've been listening through their stuff, and they've got a really good back catalog. I mean, I know they're pretty celebrated, so that's not much of a surprise. But yeah, no, I've just really been enjoying listening to their stuff. It's kind of a hip hop, jazz, rap fusion. They don't take themselves too seriously, so they got some pretty funny lyrics. Yeah, no, I've been listening through them. I've listened through a couple of like you know, older albums. I've been listening through a lot of Nick Drake, which is like a 1960s like acoustic guitar player. He's like Bob Dylan if he was good. Uh, um,
Wait, I thought that's what Tom Petty was.
yeah, yeah. Also that he's like Tom Petty if he was better. How about that?
Wow, better than
Um,
Tom Petty. Okay.
I prefer him to Tom Petty. Um, Listening to a lot of Silvana Estrada because I really liked her album that came out last year. Um, yeah, and a little bit of Boney Bear because it's been snowy and cold, and it's like very snowy, cold music. Um, yeah, so a little bit of a hodgepodge, honestly. Um, but yeah, just some good music. There's a lot of good music that's came out.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to listen to it.
And looking at the release schedule for 2026, it doesn't look like there's going to be much of that this year. So we might do another just list of things we want to review. Because I was browsing through it while we were talking, and not a whole lot on the burner there.
Okay, so we started talking about Ringo, which we're definitely going to review.
That's in February. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really see anything that pops out to me that we would necessarily want to review on the.
Seen a lot that we definitely shouldn't review.
Yeah, like I'm not having a lot of. I don't really want to review the new Kanye album.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Or
not particular to supporting Nazis. Joji's releasing an album. I don't really care about him.
I don't listen to much of his stuff. Bruno Mars is releasing a new album. That might be interesting. But it's been a while since he's released one of his albums.
Hilary Duff is releasing an album in February.
That's true. That's true. She's making a comeback. Let's see.
Bruno Mars.
Anything?
Of course, in February 27th is when The Mountain comes out by Gorillaz. So we will have to review that.
We will be reviewing that, of course. Yes. Let's see. Someone's releasing an album. That's kind of interesting. Bjork might be releasing an album in 2026. Which, I mean, I'm not sure if we'll review it, but I'll definitely listen to it.
Yep. There's not a ton popping out, and noticeably absent is Gizzard. Are they kind of slowing down? Because they did
what? Not releasing an album a year?
Yeah. Well, you mean an album a month?
Goodness, yeah.
We're because we talked about it a little bit before. They pulled everything off of Spotify, probably for good reason.
They did. They did.
And honestly, more people have been dropping Spotify, which is probably wise decision. They moved to Bandcamp, which you can pay as much as you want for every album of theirs, which is a pretty good deal. And I think I just saw news the other day that Bandcamp banned AI music as well.
That's good.
So money goes straight to
the. Care for that.
Money goes straight to the creator, and it's only the creator. But I'll be honest, not terribly familiar with Bandcamp. You kind of have to know what you're looking for, right? Because I've only ever gone there knowing what I was trying to find.
Yeah, I haven't really used it much for like browsing or for like playlists.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly just like a look for an album to listen to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean there's some albums coming out in January and February. And I'm sure there'll be more released as we get farther into the year. I say I just don't release. I mean, Gorillaz announced pretty far out, but that's kind of the exception to the rule nowadays. Like
that's true.
Like, they'll get announced and then immediately dropped,
that's true.
Dropped a few weeks later. So
they're still kind of doing the old school, announce it, and well, maybe not even old school, because real old school they'd do a single and then whatever got popular off the album they'd release as the other singles.
Yeah, no. It'll be interesting to see what comes out this year.
Yeah. Gojira has an album coming out. Peter Gabriel.
I did see that. Madonna. Wow, I didn't. So
Bruce Springsteen,
yeah,
oh
so
boy.
Papa Roach.
I mean,
Man,
he
we
is
got some.
Bruce Springsteen is based, so maybe I will give that album a chance. But
I just I just don't care for his music.
I don't know.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
he's a lot older now. We maybe one we should do is some Johnny Cash. I've been listening to Hurt quite a bit.
I have not listened to much Johnny Cash. I wouldn't mind doing that.
We do, well, I want to say later Johnny Cash, because we have done several of his earlier albums, but not so much when he was older. Because Hurt is a fantastic rendition by him. Because I believe it was originally 9 Inch Nails. I think.
Is it a 9 Inch Nails cover?
I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's originally a 9 Inch Nails song from 1994, and then he did it in... When did he do it? He covered it in 2002. One of those songs where the cover is kind of now seen as the main one. Like how nobody associates All Along the Watchtower with Dylan.
Right. Is that Hendrix now?
Yeah.
Or like every Beatles cover song.
Yeah. That's fair. But anyway, we could sit here talking about what we want to review for the rest of the evening, but we should probably wrap it up there and get to whatever's next whenever we get to it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to 2026 for music.
See if we can beat 18. I was looking last year. We did 19 albums. So as long as we're better than 17, we will buck the trend. So
Not be on the decline.
Yeah.
All right, 1.5 albums a month then.
I think we can do it.
Yeah.
Not this month, obviously, because there's only one Sunday left and we haven't reviewed an album, but,
Well, eventually, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But anyway, thank you all for listening. If you like what you've heard and you want to hear some more, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is in the... it's somewhere on the Twitch page. Oh, you scroll down on Twitch. It's the picture of Jeff Lynne. That takes you to YouTube, where almost all of our past episodes are. And if you're listening on YouTube and you want to hop in and berate us live on stream, you can go to the description, and we are live usually every 8 p.m. Eastern on Sundays, although last year it was only 18 times, so I don't think saying usually is probably correct anymore.
Sporadically, maybe.
If we are live, it's 8 p.m. Eastern. And we also have Blue Sky.
You can follow us at Blue Sky at Audio Shop Pod. That's POD. We'll let you know what album we're listening to and when we're going to listen to it. So give us a follow there.
Yeah. That was 2025. Here's to 2026.
Looking forward to some new music.
Yep. You gonna say the see you later?
Oh, I thought it was the see you later, shoppies.
See ya.